Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow, our hardcore run. The original plan today was to start the Reese romance, or our main run, but it's best to just finish this playthrough first, considering there are just 4 episodes out currently. So we will be picking off right where we left off at the estate, with Gretchen dead and Duke alive. That was the result of our first lethal choice. For a quick recap though, we met our cousin Tabitha, we briefly met Stella, and then decided to meet Kanika and Oscar when we had the opportunity at the general store and the library. We were attacked by a mountain lion on our way back to the estate, but that led us to meeting Duke for the first time, and we got to chat with him for a little bit before things went south. So, with that, we are going to jump straight into episode 2, because I'm excited to see where that will lead. Let's continue the heartbreak, shall we? We are good for the recaps. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles in your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces jeering at you as they carried Gretchen's poor little body into the underbrush. Thank you for that. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. I think after all of that, we do need to check in on Dustin. You open the drawers to check in on Dustin. Oh good, he's still here. We need our emotional support possum. Human is back. Good morning, Dustin. How are you today? Dustin feel good. Had productive night. I see you have a bread now. Yes, Dustin found a bread. Dustin also ate a bug last night. Good night for Dustin. Aw. Have you met Frou Frou? Monster. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Humanoids can talk to Dustin. What happened? What didn't happen? The woods are full of monsters and they killed my friend's dog. Well, technically we killed her, but yes. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Maybe if you pretend to be dead, monsters leave you alone. It was nice to catch up, Dustin. I'll see you around. Okay. Good talk. Thank you. That was needed. You gently close the drawer. Look around the closet. Great! The doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though, after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. Keeping an eye on you. I'm watching. You turn back to the rest of the room. Look out the window. Oh, there he is. I see you. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it is, it's gone now. I'm sure we'll be seeing him again. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you finish waking up. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou's eyes, Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still here. How unfortunate. I don't really want to say that. Excuse me, Mom. May I pet you? That filthy pair of hands will not befoul my fur. Have you noticed anything weird around here? You ran into these horrible things in the woods last night and... Silence! Do you know what time it is? Quiet your awful little mouth. Your voice is the only audible thing I have witnessed as of late. Hey! Right, I'm gonna get scolded by two of them. They're ganging up on me. You sure took your time getting up. It's like 8 AM. I had a really rough night. Can you cut me some slack? No. It's not my fault that you got lost in the woods, and I'm late enough as it is, so listen up. I don't want any repeats of last night. From now on, no running around in the woods after dark. It's dangerous out there. You could fall down a cliff. You could get stuck in a hidden cave somewhere. You could get lost in the woods and never be found. Just because nothing happens here doesn't mean it's safe. I want you home by sunset from here on out. Completely changing. What is up with you and Stella, by the way? Deflect, deflect. I tried getting home by sunset. I was just attacked by a mountain lion. Then get home before sunset. I have nothing to counter that with. I'm sorry about last night, but what you're doing is unacceptable. I feel like she needs to have a little bit of attitude. Alright, fine. Let's call a truce. You stop causing me undue stress, and I'll try to be a little less snippy. I'm late enough as it is. I'm going to work, and I expect to see you here at sunset. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. Thank you for that phrasing. It seems you make a habit of first bad impressions, no? The cat chuckles mockingly. Time to start your day. Just you wait, you'll miss me when I'm gone. Let's go into the garden. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your window upstairs. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate. If only you proved that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And, most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates at the very peak of the mountain sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Check the ground for clues. Ooh. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some kind of viscera. Is gooey. Your thoughts turn to the spectre from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it comes in handy later. With that, you head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Oh. After last night, you should make things up with your cousin. Screw going to town. Try to clean the guest bathroom instead. We can do that. Well, last night, that's what you would need to start more adventures. You're not going to leave the estate. Can we actually? You know, I really do want to clean that bathroom. I used to clean that bathroom. If you're going to have to keep using that ungodly bathroom, you're going to at least make sure the surfaces have been bleached. I'm at least going to try to stay at the estate. You scrounge for cleaning supplies, finding a few dusty containers and spray bottles, none of which you recognize. So at least then Tabitha could scold me for that. They all feel like antiques. They're the best you have. Armed with a rag and a trash bag, you set to work. It is a monumental task, and it nauseates you to think about just how many years of caked-up dirt, gunge, and former fluids you have to scrub away to return some semblance of normalcy to the bathroom. I don't like the fluids aspect. Oh, that looks so much better! That is so satisfying to look at. That might be as much as you can do without a pressure washer. And renovations. I'm the sort of person that has to have my surroundings neat and tidy. I'm not very good with mess. So just, that was very cathartic, that was. But at least taking showers here won't make you feel dirtier than when you started. What? Who is it? But your admiration of a job adequately done is interrupted by the sudden heavy thunk-thunk of a metal door knocker, the sound seeming to reverberate its way down your spine. I thought that was on the bathroom door. Someone is at the front door. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens. Tabitha? Oh no, it's worse. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. Something about this woman is impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. But you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes, and you see only the older woman before you. My name is Sybil. I'm a family friend. Just thought I should stop by to check in on you. Stella came by my team room last night. She told me about what you saw in the woods, and she showed me her footage too. I brought some fresh tea. Let's settle in somewhere and talk. You and the old hippie make your way back to the kitchen. She gives one of Tabitha's few mugs a thorough rinse before pouring you steaming tea from her thermos. It smells amazing, a nostalgic, earthy odor reminiscent of fall, as if it was brewed with autumn leaves. Okay. So, you're Kanika's mum? Oh, that's right. You've met each other already, haven't you? She said you'd come around yesterday. And yes, she's my daughter. You may meet Miles at some point. That's my youngest. Though it's odd to call him that now that he's nearly an adult. It's just the three of us down at the general store. You said you were a family friend. That I am. I used to know Vivian, in fact, before she left town. Maybe if you find yourself with time to kill one of these days, I could tell you unsavory tales of her youth. I was a little less close with Perlan, not for lack of trying. She was quite the character, bless her, and may she rest in peace. Yes, it seems like not many people have good things to say about her. Okay. Stella seemed to think that you had knowledge of the occult. Is that what she said? I don't think I would go that far as to say I could speak confidently on any subject, though I do know a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay. Herbalism, maybe a bit of spiritualism. And folktales, of course. You don't grow up in these hills without picking up a few of those. That must be what Stella was referring to. Which, I suppose, brings us to last night. I know what you two went through, and I know what you saw. Those things are real. Neither of you imagined them, and they're certainly no ordinary creatures. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they're a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. I've told Stella and my daughter what I know, though I'm afraid that's not much. Oh, I'm always excited when trait options come up. Lady, you're not fooling me. You've got an aura like I've never seen. Be honest. Are you a witch? I'm flattered to be asked, but really, I'm just an old lady who learned to listen when the world is showing me secrets. Whether that's the properties of this leaf or that mushroom, or about the things that go bump in the night. What kind of destruction are we talking about here? If you'd seen just one or two, I'd say it could be a bridge collapse, a bad accident, something tragic but not devastating. But this many, multiplying like they are, I couldn't tell you. So... if something bad is coming, we need to get people out of here. Leave and go where? These people's whole lives are in this town. Their homes, their histories, their families. Most of them don't have the kind of money it would take to start new somewhere else. You can try to convince them, but I think you'll find it a difficult task. What can we do about stopping what's coming? I'm afraid I don't have any good answers to that, but I suppose the best we can all do is stay close to our loved ones. I'd say that would mean Tabitha should try to stay here with you, spend some time with her only living relative while she can. But I get the feeling she cares a little too much about her work to let herself leave it for that long. You could always go to her. Maybe that would bring her a little joy, even if she might struggle to admit as much. I somehow doubt that. There was a man on the way home last night. I don't know if this is something you'd know about, but when Tabitha and I were on our way home, there was this man in the road. It was dark, but he had a miner's jacket on. He knew my name, and there was something off about him. Oh yes, that would be Wayne, probably. He's a bit of an adult local. You don't have to worry about him. He's harmless, just very sick. If that's sick, that is very sick. But do let me know if he bothers you again, dear. If he's dripping viscera, then that is... Thanks. This was helpful. Of course. Hello? What? There is a sound somewhere above you. A creaking floorboard, betraying a shifting presence. There is something in the room above you. Wayne? You heard that too, didn't you? You know, dear, I was planning to stop by the mines for a quick chat with your cousin. Maybe it would be a good idea if you came along. I don't like the thought of you being alone in this big house. What's with this music? Not with the town the way it is right now. Hello? What's happening? I was here by myself for a while before you showed up. Nothing happened. Maybe the house just doesn't like you. Alright, I won't force you. Is that Wayne? The sound is louder now. It's moving. Something heavy is crossing the room. What's he doing? But if you don't mind walking into the door, I would appreciate the accompaniment. You make your way back to the foyer. The sounds, horrifyingly, follow along. Disembodied footsteps keeping pace with the two of you until you break free from the second floor and out into the vast entryway of the estate. What is that? Sybil wastes no time in opening the door, but she hovers next to you, glancing back up towards the stairs. You know, Tabitha doesn't usually leave the mines until after sunset, from what I've heard. Just in case you wanted to reconsider staying here alone until then. Another thump. Another. It's nearing the landing. If this is just Wayne, he's being very, very ominous right now. I'm not afraid. A bang as the door upstairs is shut violently. You both can't help but take a few steps back, crossing the precipice, your footsteps hollow against the wooden porch. The door slams shut in your faces. A lock clicks into place. Wait, you locked us out? What? Who? Oh dear, was that the lock? The old woman tries the door, but to no avail. It would appear so. What? Oh, well, good thing I always carried my trusty set of lockpicks. Oh, please, please. You whip out your tools and get to it. But the pin won't go in. It's like there's something blocking the lock on the inside. Every time you try to dig around it, the pin bends, and you have to take it out and bend it back. And then the thing does it again. God darn you! Foiled! You know, dear, Tabitha probably has a key. You don't have to go to all this trouble. I don't like the way you keep winking at me saying stuff like this. I'm surprised you even want to go back in there, after what we just witnessed. Was that you? Did you do that? I don't know how that would be. I don't know how she would orchestrate that, but I'm skeptical. This lock is clearly being magically tampered with. This isn't fair. It's alright. I'm sure you're usually very good at this. Just not right now. The mines aren't far. I promise we'll have you there sooner than you can get this sorted. Well, there goes that plan of staying at the estate. You're once again surprised by the freshness of the mountain breeze, your lungs having grown accustomed to the stale, dusty air of the estate, not realizing how much they were being suffocated. At least it's a pleasant day for a walk. There really is nothing like the mountains in autumn. There is a strange satisfaction to her demeanor, like she was hoping things might turn out this way. Oh, I am suspicious of you. So that either was you, or You just got lucky. Interesting. You really did not want me to stay there. Oh wait, there's Wayne. Wait. If Wayne's there, two things. Either that wasn't Wayne, or he really does have teleporting powers. Were you born here? How did you wind up in this town? My family has been in these hills for generations, possibly even longer than yours. I married into the general store, though. Before that, we were just your standard hill folk, kept to ourselves, fended for ourselves. That's why I know so much about the local flora. That kind of knowledge was vital for all the generations that came before me to survive out here. Do you know much about my family? Any history I should know about? Anything that may come back to haunt me? Oh yes, everyone around here knows quite a bit about your family. You founded the town, after all. Your family and the history of this town are completely intertwined. Your well, I'm not exactly sure how many greats that would be. Some distant grandfather of yours started the mine, which started the town. The town nearly collapsed into ruin after the collapse of 1918, and once again your family pulled it back up. Now here we are. I'm not sure what else there is to say. What do you want to know? Everything. How long do you have? A collapse? Like an economic collapse, or...? We've certainly had our fair share of those, but no. There was a mine collapse in 1918. The town lost so many souls that day. Men and boys. This was before child labor laws came into effect in these parts. As if the collapse wouldn't have been bad enough tragedy on its own, there had to be children involved. You may have seen the mural in the library. I'm sure if you ask about it, Oscar would be happy to fill you in on any more details you might want to know. But the tall and short of it is, there was another man working for your family who took the brunt of the town's anger. Charles Shaw. Something about some damaged struts he approved. They ran him out on a rail, or so they say. It seems your family avoided most of the blame, especially since they managed to pull the town back together afterwards. Oh, dirty. Hard to remember to be angry about someone when they're the reason you have found food on their table. Wink. So our mine is the whole reason this town exists? I'd say so. If it fails, I'm not sure anybody would be able to stick around for long. That being said, I suppose everything has to end eventually. One shouldn't plan on things to continue on exactly the same forever. Is it really just me and Tabitha? Why are there so few of us left? I suppose fate is crueler to some than others. In a lot of ways, your family has been very fortunate. But the Scarlets have seen their fair share of death as well. Maybe more than their fair share. Doesn't bode well, does it? That big house. We must have been loaded. Let's not ask that. So is there a Mr. Sybil? Are we... That almost sounds like we're flirting, but... Is there a Mr. Sybil? There was, but unfortunately he passed about 1.5 years ago, give or take. Life up in the hills can be hard on people, for all kinds of reasons, even if you never step foot in the mines. What do you think of Stella? Let's just be nosy. Such a ray of sunshine. She's a ray of sunshine. Even with everything that's happened to her, she tries to smile through it all. An admirable young woman, if you ask me. Yeah, she's probably not doing so good right now. What do you think of Tabitha? She works too hard, but I suppose that's the burden she carries with what your family's mind to run. It can't be doing her any good, though. I'm sure that has something to do with her disposition. Bless her heart. She's clearly got more to say. She's just being polite. I'm detecting some conflicting thoughts. But nothing. I'm just being honest. I worry about her health with all that stress. Sybil is a worthy foe on the battlefield of social niceties. Maybe later on. You walk with the grey-haired woman in silence. She was right. It takes very little time to reach the Scarlet Hollow mines. A humble exterior greets you at the place that made your family its fortune. Surprisingly enough, your cousin just happens to be at the gates. But it seems you aren't the only visitor she's dealing with at the moment. This is ridiculous. You can't fire me for having a damn cold. This is gonna be some kind of, I don't know, rights violation. You aren't fired, Terence. You're laid off. Cutbacks had to be made, and obviously I am going to prioritize those cutbacks on workers who have a habit of missing shifts. I had mono. I was puking my guts out. I couldn't crawl my sorry ass into that pit, and you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway. And you could only give us 3 days a year to get sick. It's a shit system. You don't have a note from a doctor. I can't just take you at your word. If you wanted extra sick days, you could have had them, with the proper paperwork. Don't forget, by not showing up, you put extra pressure on your co-workers to pick up your slack. And that's not fair to them. And if you have a tendency to get sick like that, maybe you shouldn't be working in a place like this to begin with. Woof. Jeez. As for your lodgings, I'll give you 2 weeks to move out. The hell with you and your damn mine, and the shithouse you've let me living in. It'll be better off with a heap of rubble. The miner kicks the dirt in a final act of frustration, but wanders off, leaving Tabitha standing steadfast at the gates. Sybil? Demetra? What are you doing here? Demetra and I had a nice little chat this morning. Then we got locked out. So I decided I might as well bring Demetra along to your office. I assume you prefer that to having your cousin try to break back in. Though it looks to me like you're busy, I wouldn't want to impose. Why don't you drop by the tea room sometime this week, Tabitha? Yeah, sure. I'll swing by tomorrow. But what was that about getting locked out? How did you manage that? I'm still trying to figure that out. We got a little spooked. Old houses and their noises, I'm sure you understand. And the lock must be on a hair trigger. Anyway, it was lovely meeting you, Demetra. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around town. The woman finally leaves, and you're alone with your cousin once again. Well, so much for you not intruding on my work. Come on, I guess I'll babysit you in my office. I at least tried. I at least tried to be out of your hair. Just don't make yourself a burden, alright? I have a lot to do today. Well, if we're hanging out, we might as well hang out. There are all these weird noises that started when Sybil showed up. Huh. Guess the house doesn't like Sybil, huh? Oh my god, that's what- yeah! That's what I said! Or maybe it's that the house is made of wood that's over 100 years old, and it makes a lot of noise when the temperature changes. One of those is slightly more likely, wouldn't you say? Oh my god, the face! I didn't even see her smile. What is that? Oh, gremlin. So don't keep worrying about it. I don't want to have to keep explaining sounds to you. Yeah, they conveniently started happening as soon as Sybil showed up. Who was that lady? I'm sure she introduced herself. Sybil. Runs the weird hippie tea room in town. Her daughter hates me. Honestly, I found her nosy and annoying, and I don't like that she decided to come up and see you without even asking me first. It's weird. Tabitha, this is urgent. Sybil said the things I saw last night are an omen of impending doom. Something very bad is going to happen in this town. Sybil says a lot of things. She's one of those tea leaf reading fortune teller types. I really wouldn't take her vague warnings seriously. Don't get yourself all worked up over what some old lady told you about the end times or whatever she was going on about. I guess we'll... What was all that layoff stuff about? That's nothing you have to worry about. Running a business isn't all sunshine and roses. In fact, it's almost never sunshine and roses. I cleaned the bathroom. Are you proud of me? I cleaned the bathroom. You... What? But there could have been important stuff in there. Sure, it was messy, but it's not like it was unsanitary or anything. What gave you the right to throw things away just because they looked like trash to you? I don't appreciate people coming into my space and moving things around. Don't try to be helpful again. Got it? I mean, it was a health hazard, in my opinion, but I get it, I understand. Do you want me to put all the garbage back? Honestly, yes. That would be preferable to not knowing whether you threw out any precious family heirlooms thinking they were garbage. But what's done is done. You probably mixed it all together and whatever might have been salvageable was ruined. I'd like to think we would check all that stuff first before just tossing them away, but... Tabitha clears her throat, clearly still seething, but trying to cover it back up. Oh, I'm torn about this decision now. I have to get back to work. Try not to bother me. I need to concentrate. She returns to her place behind the desk, and proceeds to ignore you. As you settle in, you take in the details of her office. You're surprised to see a poster of what looks like Stella. She has, apparently, been banned from the mines. And Gretchen. Stella isn't the only likeness captured on the walls of your cousin's trailer. On either side of Tabitha's desk are portraits of older people, a woman, and an old-timey man. A shotgun. A shotgun hangs menacingly over the desk. Besides that, there isn't much else to see. Do your workers only get 3 days off? Do they also get vacations, or...? I don't need to discuss intricacies of how I run my business with you. I'm the one making decisions because I'm the one who knows what needs to be done for this place to stay running. And I don't need someone who's never run so much as a startup to try and tell me how I should be operating. It's not like I'd take any time off either. I'd kill for 3 days. I didn't like how you threatened that man earlier. Milan always said your mum was too much of a bleeding heart for this job. Guess she passed that down to you. And it's only gonna get me in trouble, I'm sure. And that's why I'm running the mine, and why I'm not going to worry about what you think of the way I conduct myself. If I give these people an inch, they'll take a mile, and then everybody winds up out of a job, just because I couldn't leave my emotions at the door. Why is there a poster of Stella saying she's banned from your property? Stella likes to poke around in places she shouldn't. She kept sneaking up here to film videos or whatever her excuse was. If that's not a lawsuit waiting to happen... As if that's not a lawsuit waiting to happen. So, she's banned. If you see this girl, tell her to leave. Who are those people on the wall? I'm sure you recognize Perlan at this point. And the other one is Enoch, our great-great-grandfather who saved the mine from ruin after the collapse. The idea was to have all the family members who owned the mines up on the wall, but I don't think Perlan was too excited to have great-grandma Eddie staring down at her all day, so we're missing one. Can't blame her. I remember that woman well enough to know why she wouldn't want the reminder. God, you really talk a lot, don't you? Yes, I do, especially when I'm trying to extract lore. Why is there a gun in here? Should I be worried? It's Perlan's. She put it there to intimidate people. I was gonna say, it was she shooting. Always thought it was a little old-fashioned, but if it works, it works. You wouldn't have asked about it if it didn't leave an impression on you. Fair, you got me there. Ooh, you never call Perlan Mum. I'm an adult. I don't cling to the dynamics of childhood. I learned that there was a big mine collapse here once. Do you think something like that could ever happen again? Of course not. That only happened because of someone else's negligence. We don't make those kind of mistakes, especially not with current mining technology. Our family trusted a man who we shouldn't have trusted, Charles Shaw. He cut corners, used cheap and damaged materials. People died because of him. So we never hired someone else from the outside the family to help run this place ever again. What do you know? We've never come this close to having another collapse. I might be what people consider a tough boss, but I run a tight ship, and that's how you avoid accidents. Oh yeah, wait. Are the miners working in the same mine that collapsed? Did they have to dig out people's bodies? No, that particular shaft has been boarded up ever since. Most of the bodies weren't able to be recovered, not without the risk of making more. This is a difficult line of work. The men all know that. And then the sounds of machinery are joined by another sound. The angry rumbling of your stomach. Perfect. Say nothing, you are stoic and you won't be affected by your hunger. Absolutely. But your stomach isn't deterred by your futile resistance to its needs. It demands nourishment. Ugh, was that you? You know, I guess I'm kind of hungry. The cafeteria has a mac and cheese I don't hate. It's the building with a big cafeteria sign on it. Try not to get lost. I don't need you falling down any mine shafts. You get up, leaving Tabitha's office and once again stepping out into the fresh air. Hey, as long as mountain lions don't come up here. This cafeteria sign is not as obvious as Tabitha made it out to be. All the grey, corrugated buildings look vaguely the same. You aren't quite sure what direction you should start heading in. Get directions from a group of miners. Ooh, let's talk. You approach the nearest group of miners. You could cut to the chase and ask where the cafeteria is, but you are here among the workers, unsupervised. What's the harm in asking if any of them have seen anything unusual? You got a reason to be bothering us? See anything weird lately? The miners look you up and down. Hey, Apart from me. Weird how? Like weird animal sightings? Nope. You been talking to that townie? Oh, that was sorry. You been talking to that townie? The one the boss gave a lifetime ban to? Yeah, she's like a Bigfoot YouTuber or something. Her videos are actually pretty good. But, you know, now that I think about it, it's pretty weird. I haven't been seeing any animals at all lately. Used to be I'd see all sorts of critters. Now it's mostly birds. Well, we definitely know why. This is your first year up here, ain't it? Just not used to the seasons changing. All the animals are hibernating, that's all. I don't know, she's got a point. I've been up here 5 years now, and it's never been like this before. Huh. Maybe it's that global warming then. I think they're calling it climate change now. Weird noises from the woods? Have you heard any weird noises come from the woods? Not a peep. We're underground most of the day, though. You know, I heard something unusual the other night. Thought it might have been an owl or something, but it didn't sound right. It was an owl. You're just not used to the local wildlife yet. It was a very white, pasty-looking owl. Miners getting sick? Like, more than usual? Dripping viscera? Nope, nothing like that. I feel as fit as an ox. We have good working conditions in the mine, and our health is wholly looked after. I've got a couple questions. I got a few questions. Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. He accosted me last night. Wait, what? No way. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, well, I guess he's still around. But accosting people at night? That doesn't sound like him at all. Present. What do you think happened to him? Ain't our place to talk about it. Least of all, not with the boss's cousin. Darn. Maybe I should at least warn people, even if I am the old man in horror movies that no one listens to. Y'all should get out of town. There's some seriously messed up stuff going on here. This is the best pay I've ever had. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I ain't sacrificing my retirement for some vague shit like that. I just started last year. If I just up and left, I don't think anyone else would hire me. We're all doomed. So I met this guy on the bus. Wore a beanie and a shirt that said, I want to... Yeah! He said he had some friends work in the mines up here. A lot of people wear beanies. He also talked about how he used to push joggers into the Baltimore Harbor. Does that ring any bells? None. Not a clue. Yeah, I think I remember someone like that. Actually, that's all, thanks. Bye. You walk away from the miners. So much for getting a straight answer. The cafeteria remains a hidden treasure, and you remain without a map. Approach another. I want to snoop first. I don't want it to cut me off just yet. Well, if it's the boss's cousin, can we help you with something? How do you know I'm the boss's cousin? We saw you walk in with her? I could have been anyone. Do any of you know a man named Wayne? Wayne? Do you mean Sam Wayne? Why are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? I saw him last night. Really creepy encounter, man. Oh, thank God. Everyone thought he was dead. Dead? Now hold on, creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How'd you know it was him? That's what Sybil's been calling him. Good woman, but I don't expect she'd know any mining fellow in this town by sight, if you catch my drift. Smith, you're losing me. I'm just saying, it'd be awfully strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around, following some stranger and not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like somebody who got sick of work and is having a little fun playing hooky. The following, though? Okay, yeah, that does sound a little unlike him. I thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Just smells fishy to me. Until I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever is calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason we haven't seen hide nor hair of the man. No. No, there's no way. He's not... He can't be. I'm not ruling it out. If you want my theory, that girlfriend of his, he wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could have seen them sneaking around and gone a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. The miners are silent for a moment, glanced between each other nervously as they imagine the possibility. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Hopefully we can come back to that. Have you fellas seen anything out of the ordinary lately? Weird? How? Animal sightings? Strange question. We don't exactly get out much. What does this have to do with Wayne? Nothing, I just want to know. Odd noises? Nothing but screeching owls. Miners getting sick? Like a certain someone? The boss looks out for our health. Well, that's all on that front. Anything else? Do y'all know this guy I met on the bus? He said he has some friends up here. Maybe. What's he like? You tell the group of miners about your encounter on the bus yesterday. Somebody up here must know him, right? I didn't just imagine this man. Did I? I think I probably remember someone like that. Yeah, he's no friend of mine, that's for sure. Never met him. Don't know him. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa, no. If you don't know, there's no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Tell me. Come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I just don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as is. I've got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs, and in Sam Wayne's case, disappearing. We've already said too much. Come on, boys. Oh? As Smith and Rodriguez turn to leave, Isaacs hesitates. I'll just be a minute, guys. Your funeral, man. I wanted to ask you something in private. I'm about to grab something from the caf, if you don't mind joining. Oh! How serendipitous! You still don't know where the cafeteria is, but this haggard young man has, of his own accord, offered to share his wisdom with you. Play it off cool, like, sure, wouldn't mind. I was actually looking for the cafeteria. Okay, just follow him. You nod. Great. Let's walk. You follow the hard-faced young man, an anxious energy in his step, as he escorts you to the building whose cafeteria sign was definitely much smaller than Tabitha made it out to be. Ooh. You line up at the steaming pile of subpar food, undoubtedly made as cheaply as possible, judging by your cousin's business practices. Still, it smells good enough, and you find your mouth watering in anticipation of the bland offerings. You said something earlier about seeing Wayne? Not yet, but we will. The man's voice is quiet and nervous. Did Tabitha see him? Did she say anything to you about him? She did actually. Leave me alone? Sure, I'll talk. Leave me alone. I told you everything I know. I mean, I could have said she did see him. Shit. Look, Sam Wayne is a friend of mine, and he's been missing for over a week now, and I seem to be the only person around here who gives a rat's ass about it. And I'd be willing to bet the last person who saw him was... Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or not have caught the bus's eye? That's some Wayne fella, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear, too. Isaacs obviously has more to say, but this isn't the time and place to coax more information out of him. Slip Isaacs your contact info. Yes. As he turns to leave, you scribble your phone number onto a scrap of paper. Hey, thanks for the help. You reach towards Isaacs and shake his hand, passing your note to his palm. Don't mention it. This is why we do street smarts. And then he's gone. What's got that kid so jumpy? It's like he never heard of a guy running off because he got broke up with before. Yep, I've skipped town nevertheless. Oh, it's my lucky day. They got the chicken and dumplings. What do you guys know about this Wayne fella? Does anybody know Wayne? Who knows Wayne? Who is this Wayne? All I know is that a certain someone got involved with somebody he shouldn't have, and nobody in camp's seen him since. I figured he'd just run off to live in that big mansion with his belle. The thought of a strapping young man like him with that sour-faced broad always left such a bad taste in my mouth. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slightest bit of interest in you. Or any woman at all. Wow. Fair enough. Wait, plan? Wait, are you talking about Plan? Are you talking about Tabitha? Yep. You best get going. Wouldn't want that hot meal to go cold. No reason to stay here any longer. You step back into the weak sunlight, clutching the containers of various beige slops, and start making your way back towards her trailer. You don't make it far before you're struck with an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Oh, hey! Demetra, I wish you could have stayed at the estate. It's dangerous here. I tried. In the clear light of day, his jacket is visible in perfect detail. This really is the Sam Wayne that Isaacs was telling you about, or, at the very least, someone or something in his clothes. Was he also a habit of wearing veils over his head? Oh hey! Somebody yours was looking for you. The figure, Wayne, doesn't respond to this. So... yes, it wasn't you, after all. Didn't I hear somebody creeping around in there this morning? Are you saying that wasn't you? No. I would only be so obvious if I wanted to be found. There are other forces at play here, trying to pull you in their own directions. They've already made things more difficult for us both. I hope you have the strength to survive what they intend to put you through. For both our sakes. That's a lot. Okay. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Okay, so if you're telling the truth, then you weren't the ones to lock us out. So then who was that? Who? I mean, Dustin said there are 2 humans at the estate. And I assumed the scary one was Dustin talking about maybe you? But then who was the one that was there? Weren't they real? Curious. I like this. Yeah? Where were you when I was being attacked by that mountain lion? Because I was having that exact same thought. Sass him a little bit, you know. I would have stepped in if the old man hadn't beat me to it. Clearly I need to be closer to you. Oh wow, I really like that line. Way to make me instantly skeptical, but also weirdly drawn to that at the same time. I'm not so sure I believe you. But I clearly want to. Oh, and he's gone. Okay. Okay, so that was a lot of information. So we can confirm, again, if he's telling the truth, that he wasn't the one that locked us out. Because he wants us to stay at the estate. And so does Tabitha. And Sybil was very adamant in getting us out of the estate. So that's why I'm immediately thinking, was that her? Did she conjure something up to make sure we were locked out? But then how would she do that? So it's either she orchestrated something, or there is actually some other presence, being, person, living in the house. Which is very unsettling to think about. Let's walk back. We're chill. You casually continue on your way, returning to the hill where Tabitha's trailer is perched. She meets you at the door. Took you long enough. What was there, a long line? I gotta say, reading Tabitha's dialogue is fun, because I just get to sound annoyed all the time. Okay, do I press about her relationship, or... Oh, which part do I attack? I ran into that... You know what? We're gonna press on it. I changed my mind. I just had some very interesting stuff from the miners about you and that miner who freaked us out last night. His name's Wayne, if that rings any bells. I don't know what to tell you. Look, I'm sure if you ask around about him, you'll hear some rumors, especially from my employees. They like to gossip. There was a man named Sam Wayne who worked here for a spell, then he disappeared. He just poofed. It happens all the time in this line of work. People show up for a job from out of town, and they disappear one day after getting paid. I don't know what happened to the man. I don't even know if he was still alive. But of course, my workers blame me for running him off. Whatever. It's easy to blame me, the mean boss, for that sort of thing. If you've seen him around, that's news to me. Also, none of my business, as he is no longer... Your cousin's attention is suddenly drawn elsewhere. She stares past you, focusing on something in the distance. Is that Stella? How many times do I have to tell her she's banned before she understands what that means? There are no limits to what Stella will do. Tabitha shuts the door and you both march your way down the hill. As you and Tabitha approach Stella, the two old-timers take notice and wander off. Tabby! Demetra, hey! I was just trespassing. It seriously hurts to see Stella without the dog. Well, yeah, but I have a good reason this time. Shit, I knew we needed a lookout. Is there someone talking to you through an earpiece? Kanika, is that you on the other end? Stella hastily removes her earbud, muffling the other voice. Sorry, Tabby. It's just that Oscar's kid Rosalina has been missing since yesterday, so we decided to ask around to see if anybody had seen her. And while we're at it, we were also seeing if anybody had encountered these things we saw in the woods last night. Ditchlings, that Sybil said are like little mothmen foretelling doom. Stella. And also, there's this guy called Wayne who used to work here, and who Kanika says is super creepy and sick, and... Stella! Yeah? Just stop. Stop. Stop talking. It's not like I was filming or anything. I'm barely here, I promise. You are standing right in front of me, extremely here. Why don't you check the usual teen haunts for that kid? The Maxwell Place, or the gas station, or whatever. And hang on. Anywhere but here, where you are explicitly not allowed to be. Sorry about that. I mean, it's the sign of one of the worst catastrophes that ever befell the town. If there's another one coming, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's what our research pointed us towards, at least. Our research? Who's we? You and Kanika? Yeah, she would think something awful was going to happen up here. She hates me and everything I stand for, and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. When in reality, we both know it wouldn't exist without me. What? Guys! Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before... Locked on. She is locked on. Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with a dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina! Kanika, we found her. She's headed up the hill. Up the hill? She's not headed for the old mine, is she? The one that collapsed? Better go after her before somebody gets killed up there. You've got to be kidding me. No, this is great. I'll just go let her know Oscar is looking for her. Then we can get out of your hair. Bye, Tabby. See you around. Bye, Stella. I wonder if this is run because of what happened to Gretchen. Stella does not like us. I'm really wondering if that's the case. Damn it. I'm never gonna finish my spreadsheets. Nope. Nobody needs to be playing around in those mines. We better go break this up. You can vaguely hear voices emanating from the boarded-up entrance to the old mine. They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? Oh yeah, it's cousin bonding time. We're going after them. Obviously. Oh, there's a ditchling there. That doesn't bode well. I don't like the thought of you walking around an abandoned old coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended while it gets dark. What do you think I'm gonna do on my own? You should be safe enough with me there to guide the way. Tabitha hops her way up the mine entrance and disappears into the darkness. You follow her and enter the mine. The inside of the mine is warmer than you expected, the air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and Tabitha to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. I take it you know which mine we're in? Yep, the bad one. This isn't the one that collapsed 100 years ago, is it? The one that killed a bunch of people? The one that's boarded up? The one that killed 168 people? A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for support struts, and the entire mine came down. It almost ruined our family. A lucky few died instantly. Instantaneously, but most of the souls who perished here, it was slow and agonizing. Trapped under rubble and left to slowly succumb to crushed injuries or burns, or dehydration. It took a week to clear up most of the rubble and recover the bodies. A few survivors who were dragged out were never the same. I can't say I blame them. Is there supposed to be an idea of your bonding, What makes you so sure it was Charles Shaw's fault? It doesn't really matter whose fault it is. That's ancient history at this point. 100 years on, who cares about pointing fingers and passing blame? Everyone involved is long dead. What I care about are the 168 people who climbed down to their deaths that day, unaware of the hand that had been dealt with until they were literally buried by it. None of us knew the price we have to pay until our debt is due. Tabitha's ruminations are interrupted by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. I don't want to be here! That was a warning. You have to move fast before something terrible happens here. Hey, this place is haunted by the tragedies of the past, not by literal restless spirits. Don't go all ghost hunter on me. Whatever we just heard was probably another delinquent looking for a lifetime ban from my property. Come on, it came from this way. Tabitha hastens her pace and quickly disappears deeper into the mine. Nothing to do but follow. You take a deep breath and follow suit. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in the thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Echoing through the tight corridors, you and Tabitha can pick up snippets of a tense argument. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me wherever I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much. Come on, kiddos. There's some real spooky stuff going on in town right now. You shouldn't be hanging out down here. We're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Well, you look like a bunch of kids to me. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where'd you even get those? Oh no, I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever. It's me. What are you even doing here? Looks like we found our trespassers. Still can't believe that Stella managed to drag Kanika out here. She avoids me like the plague. What's the deal between you and Kanika? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't hold anything against her, aside from the fact that she's always hated me. She probably just got jealous that Stella and I started spending time together, but that was years ago, so who knows. It can't just be our family, right? What do you think of Kanika? I think the two of us are more alike than she'd ever care to admit. I respect her, but don't tell her I said that. I wouldn't want to appear weak. Well, I think both of these, really. No offense, but you are a little rough around the edges. That doesn't mean she has to give me a hard time. Have you tried talking to her? No. And if I tried, it's not like she'd listen. Probably. Look, I've kind of given up on other people understanding me. It doesn't matter. Don't shut me out, Tabitha. Not yet. Let's move on, they're close. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern. Within, a group of teens engages Stella and Kiniko in a heated argument. All of them are too caught up in the moment to notice you or Tabitha approach. Yep, there's a lot of teenagers. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. It was actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Wait, Becca, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he has even a job in the morning. What? Oh shit. Oh hey, Tabby and Demetra. I guess you two caught up to us. 2 Scarlets in one place. What luck. Wow. She's not a fan. Well, at least maybe you two can talk some sense to these kids. They clearly don't respect my authority. Hey, don't talk about us like we aren't here. Yeah, we can hear you. Alexis, don't butt in. I'm trying to make a point. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Oh, come on, this place is way sturdy. Check it out. Oh, don't do that. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut on the ceiling. Is no one gonna react to that? That would set me off. Oh, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? Oh my god, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're a chill. And smart, too. Enough. The dowager's already done. Now leave. I am putting my mother in the ground this week. I do not have the patience to deal with children. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my life. And I would like to see the sun again before I die. Oh, come on you guys, maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous things all the time, and I still do dangerous things now. Who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it is entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mind not clear enough message for you? Hell yeah, Tabitha, tear the sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. Give it a rest, she lost her dog! Can everyone ease up on Stella just a little bit? So she's sad, so what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell her about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. I don't care about your home life. If you're gonna do your underage drinking, go do it in the woods. Just get off my property. Tabitha. Look, Rosalina, I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for all that. He's a good guy, and he cares about you. He thinks our house is haunted. Uh-oh. Wait, what? And I should care because... Because it's such a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can, like, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, like, bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Becca, he says it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate. I mean, we are the right people for it, after all. There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. Anything is possible at this point. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. Ugh, you're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it wasn't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might actually have some actual character. Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyways. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. Don't you come for the plushies. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I'm sure Oscar is doing this to protect you. From what? Even if ghosts were real, what would they even do? Yell boo in our face? Yeah, that's real scary. It totally justifies living in a dusty old library. Yo, we should break in and, like, ghostbust it or something. Oh my god, Zane, you can't ghostbust if there is no ghost. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghostbusts your place. You have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. Stop trying to make ghosts happen. It's not going to happen. I don't care, and I can't believe I wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung, or gets crushed by rocks, or meets any one of those terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Uh-oh. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. Then what was it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommyknockers, for sure. I know this isn't only why we came down here, but we've gotta check it out. They're an old Cornish myth, named for the knocking sound you can sometimes hear in mines right before a collapse. A collapse, you say? Some say the knockings come a warning, while others say it's the spirits themselves bringing down the mines. Stella! I mean, that's not all they do. They're also sometimes just mischievous. Stella! I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? Hey, that's what Tabby said. I want you out of here, Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby. You could come along too. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody is going to ruin the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Well, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and like, I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. Ugh, they must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I've always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. Stella, stop sneaking into my mines. please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here weren't wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no. There just have to be the remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mine. Same. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever, come on you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay, I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I am not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah. You have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mine. Except for you, Demetra. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure, I could never fit in that tunnel anyways. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Scarlet promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever, I still have to do my dailies anyways, and the service down here sucks. I will happily escort these two knuckleheads out. No, you are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Oh, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Ugh, there's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. We could just all leave. No, we're not about to do that. Tabitha, don't push Stella away like that. She hasn't done anything to deserve it. Ugh, not you two. I said you could tag along, didn't I? What's the big deal? It's alright, Demetra. Tabby's just a bit of a... Yeah. Do I have to come with you? Yes, you're safer with me than you are leaving with those three. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Aw, don't worry, Demetra. It'll be fun. And safe. Fun and safe like last night? Give me a break, Stella. I'm coming with you, but it's because I want to come along, not because you're making me. Noted. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. For sure. Won't be long. Cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mine, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. Alright, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. Let's go. Let's do it. As the three of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was, like, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha is really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't just let her boss us around. Aw, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. I can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. That smirk. Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of a YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice. And I make plenty from ads and donations. Aw. How does it feel to have a teen girl think you're cool, Tabitha? I feel nothing about it. The opinions of children don't interest me. I don't know, you kinda hesitated there. You're reading into things that aren't there, Stella. Just because your livelihood revolves around what people think of you, doesn't mean that I care about what people think of me. Congratulations on your sponsor, though. Dang, Stella, meat rice? That's a big deal. They're like on every big podcast. Thank you, thank you. It feels like a really big step for the channel. I'm just glad they're not gossiping about me. Yeah, I know they're just teens, but some of that stuff stung. Oh god. Another knock, closer, interrupts your thoughts, followed by another, followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina, it's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. So crammed. Are we sure the tunnel they went through is going to meet back up with us? Yes, I'm familiar with all of the old maps of this place. There should be a central chamber not too far from here, where everything joins back up. What did they see? Tommyknockers. It's not Tommyknockers. They're probably just jumping at their own shadows. You said it yourself, Stella. As soon as they got out of our sight, their bravado would vanish in a puff of smoke. It's probably just rocks falling somewhere deeper in the mine, which is also bad for obvious reasons. Yeah, we shouldn't stay here for too long. Those poor kids. I have no sympathies for their terror. They brought this upon themselves for trespassing in my mine and making me come down here. I'm sure they're just as upset that you came down here as you are. Let's keep moving. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you. But at the heart of it, you can sense something else, the quiet hum of a darker presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. Oh boy. And here we are. The tunnel that they crawled through passes through the chamber below. It shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up to the ladder and disappears over its edge. Alright, let's do this. Such a bad idea! Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. Let's go. You walk to the ladder and climb down. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca! Yep, they're close alright. Good thing they're so damn loud. It sounds like they're really lost. The voices echo around you, along with heavy breathing. Those of the teens and your companions sound odd, distant. Step forward. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, but you don't hear it. Walk towards it. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, a desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit. Hey, are you alright, Demetra? Bear witness. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before something flashes. You said we wouldn't use this shipment. You know it's compromised. Oh. Flashback. We couldn't afford to wait on the new wood, Charles. We had to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done. Oh, okay. The plot thickens. Demetra! Demetra! Are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something, and then you and Tabby just conked out. What? Wait. What are those? What are those? They have teeth. Look at those teeth. I'm fine. Ugh. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourselves while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm gonna get you both some help. I'll be back soon. I promise. You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. Oh, this doesn't sound good. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions, your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why didn't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? Both of us were shown the dark truth of this place. The sins that were committed, the deaths that followed. There's gotta be some fumes or something down here. It's an old mine. These places are death traps. We probably just hallucinated. Are you literally gaslighting me? I said I saw it too. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left, out of breath and teary-eyed. I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up that ladder, both of you. Wait! Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is to not be buried alive ourselves. Take Rosalina and leave. Go after Becca and Alexis. We gotta go after them. We gotta go after them. We can't leave them behind. Okay, let's do this. Demetra, don't do this to me. I'm not leaving unless everyone leaves. Are you serious? Thank you. They're back this way, hurry. Rosalina runs back the way she came. You run after her. Oh, we're getting closer to them as well. The mines shake with each new thunderous blow as bits of rock and dust fall off the ceiling and scatter on the floor around you. Rosalina leads the way, and Tabitha isn't far behind you. I thought you knew the way out. I thought you'd been down here a million times already. I was making it up, okay? I swear to God, Demetra, if we get stuck down here... I'm glad you decided to come along. You won't regret it. We'll see about that. We're coming! Just stay where you are! Rosalina, you came back! I don't want to die down here! Come on, the way out isn't too far. We gotta go now. Okay, okay. Oh! You quickly push your way back towards the entrance, pieces of fallen rock littering the path around you. All of you, start climbing. Now. Once the last teen is up, Tabitha grabs onto the ladder and starts climbing. I'm out. You follow suit and start climbing. Oh, I'm the one in the back. This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who's spent her entire working life in and around coal mines. Why couldn't you just listen to someone other than yourself, Becca? I'm sorry, okay? God! Continue towards the entrance. You push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. To your horror, you can see cracks forming on the walls of the tunnel. Come on, we've got to go faster. We're almost there. We're almost there. I can see the entrance. Ah! Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Oh, God. Oh, God, Rosalina. And then the knocking fades as you feel safe, having arrived back at the entrance in one piece. I'm in one piece. Rosalina, are you okay? Clearly she's not okay, idiot. Shut up, Becca. It was your idea to go down here in the first place. This is your fault. Shit. Shit, why? Why did this have to happen? Okay, the knocking stopped at least. All of you stay exactly where you are. I'm gonna make some calls. This really hurts. Stella and Kanika pop their heads through the mining entrance. Tabitha just stormed out of there, are you? Oh my God! Rosalina, can you hear me? We're gonna get you out of here, okay? Stella already called an ambulance. But that means the cops are gonna come. They're gonna know I was drinking. They're gonna know we went in there to drink, right? Becca, that doesn't matter. If my dad finds out, he'll kill me. He can't know. Becca squirms to the gap in the boards and scampers away. Don't worry about her, Rosalina. She's being an asshole. One of us should wait by the gate to make sure they can find us up here. I should check in with Tabby, see if she needs help. We're gonna get you help. Everything's gonna be okay. Alright, I'll go down to the gate. Rosalina, I'm so sorry. I'll be back soon. We're gonna get you out of here and you're gonna be fine, okay? Demetra and Alexis will keep you safe until then. Am I gonna die? Rosalina, don't say things like that. I don't think I would be honest to a child that's scared like this. No way. I've seen people bounce back from worse. Thanks, Demetra. Rosalina's breath comes in quick, irregular bursts. If I don't make it to tell my dad I'm sorry, I'm the one who has something to be sorry about. This is all me and Becca's fault. We never should have gone down there. It's not your fault. I went down there because I wanted to. Rosalina pauses, catching her breath. Thank you, Demetra. I'm glad everyone else made it out okay. Couldn't have done it without your help. I'm just sorry I couldn't do more. If I didn't stick with Becca once we started getting lost, none of this would have happened. If If I'd just been more smart or more brave, but I wasn't. And now Rosalina is... She is... It's just not fair. You're the nicest person I know, Rosalina. It's not fair that this happened to you, and I'm so sorry. It's okay, Alexis. It's okay. Can't believe you're the one comforting me. Rosalina, can you hear me? Yeah, just hurts like hell. Sorry, I shouldn't be pushing to talk. I'll just hold your hand until they come back with help, okay? Bless them. Alexis grasps Rosalina's hand. Tears streak down both of their cheeks as you sit in silence together, waiting for the long, anxious moments to pass before help arrives. Some of my men are on the way with rock lifts. We'll get you out of there soon. They're over here, Earl. Jesus H. Christ, you weren't kidding about the emergency. It'll still be a bit for the ambulance. The nurse depot is over in Brevard, so it'll be at least another half hour. You heard the man. You have half an hour to get her out of there. Move it! Rosalina, sweetie, I'm here. Dad, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We're all here. You can hang on, Rosalina. I know you can. Oh, Tabitha's men quickly get to work and manage to pull Rosalina out from the rubble just as the ambulance arrives. Sir, I'm afraid there's no space in the back. What do you mean? I can't ride with her? You're better off driving behind us. We're headed to Brevard, so it's quite a ways. Is she gonna be okay? She's gonna make it, right? Please, God. Yes, sir, I promise you. We're gonna do everything we can to keep her stable. Her vitals are looking good. Rosalina, my poor baby. I'll be there as fast as I can, okay? I promise you won't be alone. I love you, Dad. The paramedics load Rosalina to the back of the ambulance and drive off. Oscar approaches you off to the side as the police talk to Tabitha and her men. What the hell happened in there? At least nobody died. Ugh. Oscar, I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's okay. At least nobody died. What happened, though? Teens just being teens. Yeah. It was Tommyknockers, or something supernatural. I don't know. They brought down the mine. It was... What? Demetra is right. They're real. I got some audio of them knocking on my phone. They must have been furious that we went down there. It doesn't matter what caused it. I'm just sorry it happened, Oscar. This is all my fault. She's been so angry with me. If I'd just been able to provide more stability, she wouldn't be doing things like this, putting herself in danger. I'm sure she thinks I'm making things up about her house being haunted, but I've seen things I can't explain, and it's only gotten worse over time. She told us about it down in the mine. For what it's worth, I believe you. No comment, but after tonight, I don't know. Once you're back from the hospital, we can check it out for you. Thanks, Stella. That means a lot. I've got to go. Mr. Gutierrez, is it okay if I come too? I want to be there for her. Of course, Alexis. It'll be good for her to see a friendly face. The two of them head over to Oscar's car and drive off. Do you think Rosalina's gonna be okay? The paramedics said she was stable. Oh wow. She's a tough kid. She'll be okay. My vision. There was a stone carving on the wall in that pit that showed me what happened to this place. Charles Shaw was set up. No way. Dude was a monster. I mean, the Scarlets were monsters too. They still are. Damn straight I am. What am I saying? Visions aren't real. Visions can't be real. That would be a magic. I don't know, Neeks. You weren't down there. Demetra and Tabby had, like, simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. The entities. I'm pretty sure Tabitha and I saw some ghosts down there. Did you not see them? They were right behind you before we left. And they followed us when we went after Becca and Lexus. Did you not see them? Wow, I didn't see anything other than the two of you and that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but you were deep in the dark abandoned coal mine. You might have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile for some of the Tomonaka stories. What if they're actually bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Everything that happened down there centered around that main chamber where I saw the carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Yeah, really weird. What happens now? What happens now? We go home. Now hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, miss? In private? Okay, fine, just make it quick. And don't you dare try and pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. For once! Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. I'm Sheriff Hugsby, and this is Deputy Derrickson. You can call me Earl. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Welcome to Scarlet Hollow. Hope this little accident hasn't colored your perception of the place. A lovely place to live, if you ask me. Lovely indeed. Now, Sheriff Hugsby, don't you think it's a mite odd that these teens found themselves in an old abandoned mine on the very property Demetra's family happens to own? And don't you think it's even a mite bit odder that Demetra happened to be in there with them at the time of the said collapse? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't peculiar, though I'm sure you're an upright citizen, Demetra, and all this is surely an unfortunate coincidence. Still, a good cop should ask himself these questions. I'll get to your questions, You were chaperoning them. We saw some teens sneak into an abandoned mine, so we went after them. Case closed. We were just trying to do the right thing. Of course. Very noble of you. Pardon our questions, just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough. Our duty as officers of the law. Well, if there's nothing more you can tell us, I suppose we'll let you go on about your evening. But we may be in touch. Have a good one. Well, that was fairly painless. Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The two officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe it. I left them behind in there to go get help. Is it my fault, Neeks? Stella, no. You did your best. It's not your fault. Oh, hey. I guess the cops are done with you? What, are they going to take you in for being a present at an incident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters. Even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's go back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Demetra? Tomorrow? You've already ruined my evenings on 2 consecutive nights, Stella. What do you think you'll be doing with my cousin tomorrow? We're gonna go ghost hunting at Oscar's. Remember? We talked about it in the mines. You were there. I didn't think you were serious. Fine. If we're gonna keep running into each other, we might as well all have an open line of communication. I don't have Stella's number, so Demetria, you should make sure you do. Oh, hell no. I'm not your toady. My privacy. Oh, sure. You give Stella your contact info. Don't worry. I'll only use this newfound power when it's truly urgent, like inviting you over for breakfast. Sounds good. Keep me posted on what she's doing. Let me know if that ghost hunt actually happens. It's weird that you care about what she's doing so much. Clearly, I have to. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. See you tomorrow, guys! You can practically feel Tabitha roll her eyes as she drags you to the car. He's yoinking me. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. Try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. If I see a pair of eyes... Sorry about today. Tabitha doesn't answer. Drop it. Tabitha's eyes remain fixated on the road. How are you holding up? Poorly. I'd rather we didn't get into it. Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you two used to be friends? It was a different time in my life. I just wish she'd get... We were not in high school anymore. I'm a different person than whoever she thinks she knows. Poor Rosalina. Poor Oscar. He should have kept tighter reins on that girl. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Perlan to thank for that. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. What am I telling you this for? You can tell me stuff. I'd like to know more about you, and about Perlan for that matter. Maybe later this week. I don't have the energy to get into it right now, but I think I'd like that. Oh. Remains silent. I've got to focus on the road. Well, I mean, I don't appreciate being dragged off like that. It's been a long day, Demetria. Are you really going to make a fuss about me bringing you back to this state? Fair enough. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Yummy. I thought you and Sybil said you were locked out. I thought that was the whole reason you decided to bother me at work today. Huh. Now that you mention it, that was pretty easy to get back inside. Ugh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Today was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. Turn in. Can I not do some investigating? I want to see if there's any trace of whatever that was earlier. I'd like to look around the rooms, maybe. See if anything's moved out of place, or... You head up to your room to turn in. Is there anything different in here? Everything looks the same. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the shore mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them too. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. Well, there's loads of them in that one. They're multiplying. These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them than being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes, even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. Save. If it weren't for the pit of dread boiling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Oh. No, I don't like that. Or maybe I do, depends on who's on the other side. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Oh, it's just a disdainful cat. Just a cat. It's always just a cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It doesn't mean anything. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. I'm just saying, you could have picked any other room. That was interesting. That was episode 2 of Scarlet Hollow. I am really, really interested in the circumstances of why Sybil was there, why she wanted us out of the estate, and who was moving around up there? Who was the one that locked us out? Were they even real? Or was that just something that she orchestrated? Again, I don't know how she would be able to do that, but she seemed pretty satisfied that we were locked out and that we were with her and making our way back to, well, presumably the town, but then going straight to Tabitha? Because it's easy to pin it on Wayne, but then just the fact that he was there in the next scene, either he teleports or he's just outright lying, but he clearly wants us at the estate, and Sybil doesn't. So I'm wondering if there is a third presence or being there. Is there someone else there? Because Wayne is heavily implied to be, I don't know if he's living at the estate, but residing there maybe? So yeah, I'm really, really curious who that is, and if we'll learn more about that. And poor Rosalina. Poor Rosalina. Yeah, the body count is just continuing. It's just getting higher and higher. And we've also got a ghost hunt to look forward to next time. Which, based on the track record so far, it sounds promising, but also sounds concerning. But until then, I will see you all next time for episode 3 of our hardcore Wayne romance run, where hopefully we start to grow a little closer to Wayne, if he stops hiding in the shadows. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye.